Archangel Michael says, tonight on September 12th, something precious and divine is quietly approaching your life. Just before midnight, at exactly 11:59 p.m., heaven has written your name upon a blessing that will arrive in your bank account. Not tomorrow. Not next week. But tonight. And if your eyes are reading this right now, you are not late. You are exactly on time for a miracle that cannot be explained by logic, only by faith. Comment Amen to affirm this divine moment. Do not scroll away. Do not silence your spirit now. Because what is about to be released was locked away in God's vault, waiting for your obedience to call it forth. You have struggled. You have wept quietly in corners where no one saw. You have wondered how much more you can carry. And still, you kept holding on. That faith you held in the storm, it wasn't ignored. It was counted. And the heavens are now responding with the kind of sudden financial shift that makes no earthly sense. Before you go further, if this touches your soul already, if something in your heart feels the truth rising like a wave in your chest, take a moment and like this video. Not because you were told to, but because you believe in giving honor where honor is due. This act of agreement opens your spirit to receive fully what is being sent from the kingdom tonight. God has seen you through every unpaid bill, every tear shed behind locked doors, every sleepless night wondering if you'll be able to survive one more day in a world that feels like it forgot you. But God didn't forget. Heaven didn't overlook your pain. You are His child. Chosen. Covered. And tonight, something divine is shifting in your name. A supernatural provision will fall like rain, not later, but tonight. Comment 11:11 if you believe in divine timing. It will not be random. It will not be small. And it will not come with sorrow. This blessing is sacred. It carries the aroma of God's favor and the fingerprint of His mercy. Your account, once dry, will receive what you couldn't earn, couldn't beg for, and couldn't explain. You'll open your eyes and find that what was once empty has become full, not by your works, but by His will. This is no coincidence. This is a covenant being fulfilled in front of your eyes. There is a reason you've been kept hidden, preserved, and protected while others surged ahead. There's a reason why doors closed before you when you were certain they should open. It was all part of a divine delay, not denial, so that when your breakthrough arrives, no man can claim the credit. Only God can. And He shall. For the Lord is not slow to keep His promise as some understand slowness. He is exact. He is intentional. And He is on time. Always. The angels have already moved into position. The accounts in heaven that carried your name have been reviewed, and the scrolls that bore your tears have been read aloud before the throne. What the enemy tried to steal, to block, to silence, has now been overruled by divine authority. Comment 222 if you trust that God is over everything that tried to destroy you. You are standing on the edge of a wealth so sudden, so precise, that even your enemies will pause. They will wonder how you moved so quickly. How you went from drought to overflow in one blink of heaven's eye. But you will know. It was not a man, not a job, not a loan. It was God. Jehovah Jireh, the provider. And tonight, He does not whisper. He declares over you, enough. Now is the time to fill every lack and silence every storm. There is someone reading this who had nearly given up. You were moments away from choosing to stop hoping. But even now, peace is being poured into your heart, and your hands are being lifted by unseen angels. You don't have to know how. You don't need to see the route. You only need to believe. That is the only door God asks you to open, the door of faith. For through it, He will pour blessings you do not have room to contain. You may have been mocked for dreaming too big. You may have been told to be more realistic. But you were never meant to be ordinary. You were called to be an example of what God's miraculous power looks like when poured into a yielded heart. That's why He's chosen to reveal this blessing in a way no one expected. A quiet moment. A midnight hour. A digital notification that will bring you to tears. An account that suddenly reflects heaven's yes. If you feel this is you, do not ignore it. This isn't hype. This isn't chance. It is a divine appointment. And you are being urged in the Spirit to not miss what is about to come through. Surrender the fear. Release the doubt. Let your heart rise in faith, because what is arriving is pure, sacred, and irreversible. God has seen fit to bless you not because of what you did, but because of who you are, His beloved child. You are covered, protected, favored beyond reason. Every attack that was sent to cripple you financially is now being reversed. What you lost in hidden battles will be returned in the open. What they laughed at will be your testimony. And you will stand before others, not in pride, but in awe, whispering the only words that will matter then: God did this. Only God. Comment 333 to declare your faith over what God is doing right now. Can just saying 9 words daily actually make money flow into your life? A top neuroscientist says yes, and the FBI accidentally confirmed it. This forgotten prayer is now transforming ordinary people into debt-free and financially free for life. But this secret won't stay online long. Click the link in description and comments now to access it before it's permanently deleted. He is not finished. He is just beginning. And tonight at 11:59 p.m., the heavens will confirm it in a language your soul understands: abundance. The kind that breaks chains. That feeds generations. That shifts bloodlines. That clears debts and opens destinies. The kind of abundance that silences fear, because you now know, truly know, who your Father is. You are not here by accident. The timing of your eyes meeting this message is evidence that God is aligning every piece of your life for something far greater than anything you've experienced before. The struggle did not break you. The delay did not destroy you. In fact, it preserved you for this hour. You were not overlooked, you were being prepared. And now, heaven has declared the delay is over. When the world tried to label you as forgotten, God was calling you chosen. When your bank account showed zeros, your spiritual account in heaven was being filled with promises. Promises made not by man, but by the Creator of all things. And tonight, one of those promises is being fulfilled right before your eyes. This is not luck. This is a heavenly transaction, a miracle signed and sealed with divine authority. Some will not understand how it happened. They will say, "It makes no sense." And they're right, it doesn't make sense in the earthly realm, because this kind of shift isn't from this world. It is from God's kingdom, where your name was written in the Lamb's book, where your cries were heard, and where your obedience did not go unnoticed. Tonight, that obedience is being rewarded. You have planted seeds in faith when you had nothing left. You have given your last, prayed your hardest, and believed when the world said to give up. And heaven saw it all. Every tear you shed became a seed. Every prayer you whispered became a key. And tonight, those keys unlock the vault that bears your name. Comment 12:12 if you know your time has come. God is not in the business of partial blessings. When He moves completely. That is why this financial shift won't just change your week, it will alter your future. It will clear debts you thought you'd die with. It will restore what others stole. It will provide in such a way that you will become a blessing to others, not from your overflow, but from your divine assignment. There are angels even now moving through dimensions, aligning the instructions. Your name has been spoken in places you have never walked. Doors are opening not just for income, but for influence, for impact, for generational shifts. This is not a deposit, this is an outpouring. And it will be confirmation that the season of just surviving is ending. A new chapter of divine provision is beginning. You've asked God in the past, when will it be my turn? And God now answers with this, tonight. At 11:59 p.m., the heavens will respond in a language you can see, a change in your bank balance, a notification, a provision that shocks the system. But more than that, your soul will feel it. You will feel peace settle over your body like a blanket. You will feel the Holy Presence confirming that the waiting was not in vain. Comment 777 if you are ready to receive what God is releasing. And when it comes, give glory. Don't hide it. Don't fear it. Walk in it. For this blessing is not given to increase your pride, it is given to elevate your purpose. You will not only be blessed, but you will be trusted. Trusted with more. Trusted with missions. Trusted with people who are silently battling what you once overcame. For God does not raise you without giving you a mantle to lift others with. Let no doubt enter now. The enemy is trembling because he knows what this shift means. He knows that once you step into this blessing, you'll step out of his trap. He knows that once you have more than enough, you'll become dangerous, not with weapons, but with generosity, with faith, with the ability to fund vision and carry light into places that have been drowning in darkness. You are a warrior not just in spirit, but in legacy. God is building something through you that will outlast you. Your name will become a testimony that faith works, that prayer moves mountains, that obedience brings favor. You will not be mocked again for believing. You will be marveled at, not because of you, but because of the God who lives in you. You are not the victim. You are the vessel. And tonight, the oil begins to pour. Fresh oil. Oil that breaks the yoke of poverty. Oil that soaks your hands with divine strategies and multiplies everything you touch. Oil that silences every lie spoken over your life. You are stepping into overflow not just to have more, but to do more. To bless, to build, to be. There are people connected to your obedience who don't even know yet that their blessing will come through you. That is why you couldn't give up. That is why the enemy fought you so hard. Because your yes to God would unlock blessings for many others. And tonight, as your account changes, your purpose is confirmed. The fire you walked through wasn't to burn you, it was to refine you. God is still the same. The one who parted the Red Sea, who fed 5,000, who raised the dead, he has not changed. And that same power is present in your life tonight. He still provides. He still heals. He still moves. And at 11:59 p.m., he will prove it again. Comment 999 if you believe your miracle has already started. Why are 55 countries using the same mysterious money script? Because a leaked research file just exposed a 9-word pattern that activates wealth-attracting pathways in the brain. Repeat it daily, and watch money flow like water into your life. But the government might pull this secret any minute. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. This is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of a supernatural turn. Your heart will know it. Your spirit will leap. And your hands will soon hold the evidence of a God who always keeps his promises. Rest now, not in fear, but in expectation. Heaven is not guessing. Heaven is responding. And you, beloved, are about to see why the wait was so long, because the reward is so great. Heaven has not forgotten the debt you couldn't pay, the obligation you couldn't fulfill, the help you needed but no one gave. God saw it all. And now, from the place where mercy flows and grace is endless, your name is being called. This is the night your finances are healed. This is the hour lack begins to bow. This is the moment the divine vault swings open, and the miraculous enters your life without explanation. You were meant to hear this. You were meant to know that everything you lost is being replaced. But not just replaced, multiplied. God never restores to the original. He increases beyond it. What the enemy stripped from you, mocked you for, and used against you as a weapon of discouragement, God is now using as the foundation of your comeback. You are being reintroduced to the world, not as someone who broke, but as someone heaven built in the shadows. This financial shift is not random, It has been written. The time is not a guess. It is prophecy. At 11:59 p.m. tonight, something impossible will happen. You will receive a financial shock, not out of punishment, but as a reward. You've endured the tests. You've honored the Lord in famine. And now, your harvest is ready. You are not stepping into chance. You are stepping into divine certainty. You are loved beyond measure. Every limitation you've carried is now becoming your launching point. And I tell you, the vault in heaven that bears your name is opening, not just to pay bills or survive the month, but to shift your entire life into a realm of supernatural overflow. You will wake up different. The weight will lift. The worry will break. The joy will return. And your hands will no longer be empty. Comment 1515 if you are ready to walk into this release with boldness. Many people around you won't understand what's happening, but that is okay. Miracles are often misunderstood by those who don't walk in faith. You are not like others. You were not called to fit into average. You were not called to barely make it. You were created to demonstrate God's greatness. And this blessing, this breakthrough that comes tonight, is part of that demonstration. There's a sacred power in midnight. It's when God moves unseen, when He works beyond human calculation. You must not treat this moment casually. It is not just another night. It is a prophetic intersection between what you've been through and what you're about to walk into. Tonight is holy. The angels are already moving. The Spirit of God is preparing your name for a financial miracle that will bring you to your knees in awe. The moment you said yes to believing, the moment you chose not to quit, heaven heard it as a declaration. You may not have seen the results immediately, but something began moving behind the scenes. And now the fruit of your unseen faith is about to be seen. You are not late. You are exactly on time for this miracle. Right now, this very moment, heaven is aligning your life with divine fulfillment. This isn't hype. This is holy. Your belief is opening portals of abundance. Your willingness to hope again is tearing down walls of limitation. You've wondered how long you must wait, and the answer is, no longer. The wait ends tonight. Not with a whisper, but with a divine shout. At 11:59 p.m., your account will reflect what your spirit has already known: God provides. You've seen others get blessed and wondered when your time would come. Now it has. The same God who lifted them is lifting you. The same hands that carved the Red Sea into two are now lifting your name into divine remembrance. This isn't just provision, it's restoration. This isn't just money, it's a sign that you are remembered, loved, favored, and chosen for such a time as this. Comment 1717 if you're claiming what God has reserved for you tonight. You will not end this year in lack. You will not carry this burden much longer. What took years to build will take moments for God to release. You don't need to force it. You just need to receive it. This shift is not about earning. It's about surrendering. Let the fear fall. Let the pressure fade. God's will is not a burden, it's a blessing. And it's coming directly to your hands. I see provision moving quickly. Not just digital numbers in an account, but open doors you didn't apply for. People you didn't know thinking of ways to bless you. Unexpected refunds, old debts returning, hands of generosity extended. That's what divine favor looks like. It defies logic. And tonight, it finds you. You will feel it deep in your heart. A calmness. A quiet knowing. That's God's voice, reminding you that He is in control. That you were never forgotten. That the storm did not win. That midnight isn't just a time on the clock, it is the threshold of a new life, a new provision, a new flow of miracles. Do not waste your energy on doubting. Channel it into praise. Because praise pulls down what fear pushes away. Lift your heart in worship. Thank Him before it happens. Because in heaven, it's already done. You are just waiting for the earthly manifestation. And tonight, you will see it. What secret did the FBI hide about your brain and money? They discovered a phrase, just 9 words long, that flips a switch in your mind to attract wealth without effort. It's already changed the lives of thousands of people in just weeks. If you're seeing this, you're lucky, the page might disappear any moment. Click the link in the description and comments to know this secret before it's deleted forever. Everything you've been preparing for, dreaming of, hoping to experience, it's coming in waves. And the first wave hits at 11:59 p.m. Don't resist it. Embrace it. Stand in the miracle. Speak it out loud. Walk as if it has already happened, because in God's realm, it has. You are catching up to the blessing. The blessing is not catching up to you. You are not watching by accident. You were drawn here by divine leading, guided not by the hand of coincidence but by the Spirit of the living God who is determined to see you rise above every shadow that once claimed your joy. You've fought battles in silence. You've worn smiles in public while your heart was trembling in private. But God was watching, and now, He is answering. He is the God who sees. Your account in heaven has reached full. The seeds you sowed in faith, the kindness you showed when you yourself were lacking, the moments you chose prayer over panic, they've all been recorded. Heaven doesn't forget. And tonight, those accounts are being settled. God doesn't just give what's fair, He gives what's overflowing. Pressed down, shaken together, and running over, that is what your midnight holds. You've been faithful over little. You've cried in the nights where hope seemed dim. But the heavens have been writing your name into divine blueprints for elevation. And the time of release is not tomorrow. It is tonight. At the midnight mark, your name will echo in the spirit realm. What you were told was impossible will suddenly become visible. The balance you feared will be replaced by the breakthrough you prayed for. Comment 1111 if you believe this is divine timing aligning just for you. There's no room for fear now. You've already survived more than most know. The financial attacks, the emotional drains, the spiritual warfare, they were all attempts to stop this very moment. But you've made it here. That alone is a miracle. And for those who make it through the fire, God always has a reward that matches the heat of their battle. Yours is here. This blessing isn't small. It's not a momentary relief. It's a statement from heaven that you are not meant to just get by, you're meant to walk in divine favor. God didn't call you to be anxious over every bill. He didn't design you to panic over provision. You were meant to walk in trust, to know that your Father owns it all and lacks nothing. And tonight, He shows Himself as Jehovah Jireh, the Lord your provider. What's about to appear in your account isn't just money. It's proof. Proof that faith moves mountains. Proof that God responds to those who keep believing even when everything screams otherwise. Proof that you were never abandoned, never ignored. Proof that the timeline of your breakthrough was set before you were ever formed in the womb. Comment 222 if you trust that what's coming can only come from God. You won't have to explain it. You won't need to convince anyone. When the miracle hits, it will speak for itself. It will announce your favor. It will silence every mocking voice. Those who doubted you, who dismissed your potential, will have to stand and watch as God lifts you higher than they ever imagined. And it won't be revenge. It will be revelation, that God is with you. Let go of the thoughts that say you're not ready. You are ready. God wouldn't release it if you weren't. You've grown in silence. You've matured in trials. You've learned to trust when you had nothing left but hope. And that hope has created space for a miracle that carries God's signature. Tonight, you will begin to live in what you once only dreamed of. At 11:59 p.m., something will happen. A transaction. A shift. A notification. A divine alert that says, "Heaven has remembered you." And when it does, breathe deeply. Receive it fully. Praise God openly. Because this is not just a gift, it is a fulfillment. A confirmation that what God starts, He always finishes. There's something supernatural about this hour. It's the same time Paul and Silas praised their way out of prison. The same time the Israelites saw the Red Sea part. The same time Jesus prayed in Gethsemane. Midnight isn't just a time. It's a turning point. And for you, it will be the moment everything begins to change. Suddenly. Swiftly. And sovereignly. Comment 333 to declare your faith over this hour of sudden blessing. You will feel peace like you haven't in years. You'll sleep differently tonight. Not because everything is fixed, but because you'll know deep in your bones that God is in control and already handling what once kept you up at night. Your sleep will be a prophecy. A silent trust. And when you wake up, you'll see what obedience has built. Do not measure this miracle by your understanding. You can't calculate heaven's generosity. God doesn't bless based on formulas, He blesses based on favor. And tonight, you are favored. You are set apart. You are the one heaven is leaning toward. The one the angels are moving for. The one whose name is being spoken in places you haven't yet walked. You've prayed for overflow. Now it's coming. Not because you chased it, but because you chased God. And He, being the good Father He is, has chosen to surprise you with something so big, you'll weep with joy. Your hands will shake. Your eyes will widen. And your heart will burst with worship. You may not see it yet, but I assure you, it is on the way. The shift is not coming with thunder. It is coming quietly, but its impact will echo for generations. One click. One unexpected transaction. One deposit. One blessing. That's all it takes for God to show you that His timing is always perfect. This isn't the result of a business strategy. This is the outcome of divine favor. You didn't chase this, you were chosen for it. Is it possible to attract money by simply speaking some miraculous words? This 9-word script, verified by Harvard and 6 neuroscience labs, proves you absolutely can. People are using it from their couch, and reporting unexpected bank deposits, cleared debts, and upgraded lives. It takes less than 30 seconds. But this secret won't stay online long. Click the description and comments now to access it before it's permanently deleted. God is rewriting your financial story tonight. Where there was once lack, there will be overflow. Where there was anxiety, there will be peace. Where there was fear, there will be faith. This isn't a rescue, this is a reset. Your life is being recalibrated from heaven's throne. The world said it was over for you. But God says, now watch what I do with the one they overlooked. Everything that was held back is now being released. The dam is breaking. Not just a trickle, but a flood. Your obedience has called forth this miracle. You did not bow to the pressure. You did not sell your soul for survival. You waited on the Lord, and now He is rewarding you openly for what you held on to privately. Heaven is not late. Heaven is exact. Comment 1212 if you know heaven's precision is working in your favor. You were not created for struggle. You were not meant to spend your days surviving. You were formed in love, designed for abundance, and anointed to prosper. God did not bring you this far to leave you in need. Every empty moment you've walked through was a setup for this overflowing miracle. The pain you endured became the soil for this divine harvest. You are not receiving this because of luck. You're receiving it because of legacy. God is preserving your name, restoring your dignity, and preparing your family to walk in generational freedom. You are the beginning of something your ancestors prayed for. You are the living proof that curses break, chains fall, and poverty is not permanent when heaven intervenes. Tonight at 11:59 p.m., something will be released so fast that even your past will no longer recognize you. You will go from debt to destiny, from burden to blessing, from crying in the dark to rejoicing in the light. The supernatural hand of God is on your story. No man can close what God has opened. No system can block what heaven has written. You must believe, not just with your mind, but with your spirit. Faith is the currency of miracles. It is what turns the invisible into reality. And your faith has been tested long enough. Now, it will be rewarded. This is not theory, this is your prophecy. You are entering a season of divine surprises. You won't see them coming, but when they arrive, you'll know exactly who sent them. Comment 777 if you are ready to live the kind of life only God could design. There is a stillness in your soul that you can't explain right now. That's not calmness, that's confirmation. Heaven is marking your name. Your life is shifting realms. The earthly limitations that tried to confine you are being removed. You were born to overflow. And now, the time has come for the river to rise and flood every dry place in your life. Let go of the timelines you gave yourself. Surrender the pressure. God's plan is not built on your deadlines, it's built on His perfect alignment. And that alignment happens tonight. At 11:59 p.m., you will experience the exact moment heaven says, now. Not almost. Not later. Now. You will be the living testimony that even at the final minute, God shows up in full power. You may have been laughed at, ignored, belittled. But God has been building you in silence. This miracle will be loud, not in volume, but in impact. The very ones who questioned your faith will witness your elevation. And when they ask how, you won't boast, you'll point upward and say, "This is what my God can do." You are not broken. You are not forgotten. You are not too late. You are not too much. You are just in time for everything God has planned for you. The weight that's leaving your shoulders tonight will be replaced by a crown of favor. The hands that once shook in fear will now hold blessings with confidence. Comment 999 to seal this moment in your spirit. The financial breakthrough is only the beginning. It's the sign that more is coming. Open doors. Restored relationships. Mental peace. Divine connections. God never releases one thing, He releases in waves. And this first wave is to catch your attention, to say, I am still here. I have always been here. Breathe, beloved. The struggle is passing. The season of not having enough is ending. God is about to show you what it looks like when you live under open heavens. You won't have to force anything. You won't have to beg for support. God Himself will go ahead of you, make the crooked paths straight, and lead you into rooms prepared for you before you were even born. I speak now with urgency, not fear, because when heaven is moving this fast, the soul must be fully awake. You are standing at the edge of breakthrough, with 1 minute between where you've been and where you are going. All of the spiritual battles, the seasons of drought, the losses you couldn't explain, they were never wasted. They were preparation for the midnight miracle that will pour into your life tonight. This is not fantasy. This is faith fulfilled. God does not tease His children. He prepares them. He stretches them. He disciplines them in love, but always with reward on the other side. You have been tested. Now you will be trusted. Trusted with increase. Trusted with assignments. Trusted with doors that don't open with connections, but with covenant. And covenant always wins. Could your brain be the reason you're still broke? Scientists just confirmed, a 9-word sentence hidden deep in your subconscious may be blocking money from your life. But now, you can reverse it. Say these 9 words, and wealth starts to follow you starting today. But the government might pull this secret any minute. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. Your bank account will be the first place you notice it, a transaction you weren't expecting. A blessing that arrives with no strings attached. But it's not about the number. It's about the message, I am the Lord who provides. That is what God is saying to you. You've looked everywhere else long enough. Now you will look to Him, and He will not disappoint you. Comment 11:11 if you believe something divine is aligning just for you. Some of you are sitting in homes where the light stayed on only by grace. Some are holding back tears at the weight of bills and obligations you've tried to juggle in silence. But let me remind you, God is not blind. He is not distant. He is not ignoring your need. In fact, He is closer now than He's ever been. His hand is already extended. His voice is already speaking favor over your life. You are chosen. Not because of perfection, but because of purpose. God doesn't call the qualified, He qualifies the called. And you, beloved, have been called into a realm of provision that goes beyond salary, beyond human assistance, beyond what your credit score could ever justify. Heaven doesn't use human systems. Heaven uses faith. The midnight hour will mark the end of your wilderness. Your name will move from the back to the front. You will no longer be the one praying just to survive, you will become the one others pray to find. Because when God blesses, He does it in such a way that others are drawn not to you, but to Him through you. Comment 222 if you trust that God's hand is over your finances right now. This is not prosperity without purpose. This is abundance with assignment. You are being called into overflow not to store up, but to pour out. To rebuild what was torn down. To extend hands to those who are now where you once were. That's why this blessing is coming. Not because you begged for it, but because God saw your heart when you gave even when you had almost nothing. You are a vessel. And a vessel cannot pour if it's empty. That is why tonight's release is critical. God is about to fill you up, not just financially, but spiritually, emotionally, and mentally. You will rise tomorrow with clarity, with ideas, with divine confidence that silences the voice of lack forever. When others said it wasn't your time, heaven said, "Watch me." When they laughed at your belief, heaven said, "Mark this moment." And now, the moment has come. 11:59 p.m. is not just a time stamp, it is a spiritual gate. A doorway through which your next season enters. Step through it with faith. With praise. With open hands. There are things that God has been holding back on purpose, not to hurt you, but to protect you. He wanted to make sure that when the increase came, your heart wouldn't wander. And now, He sees that you're ready. You've been purified by trials. Strengthened by storms. You've learned how to worship even while waiting. And that's what makes this hour so holy. Comment 333 to declare your readiness for this holy release. No weapon formed against your finances will prosper. Every curse that was spoken over your name, every word of limitation, every act of jealousy, every spiritual force that tried to delay your progress, is being broken right now by the authority of heaven. God is not just providing. He is protecting. You are walking into wealth with wisdom. Into blessings with boundaries. Into increase with humility. You will not misuse what is coming. You will honor it, steward it, and multiply it for His glory. And because of that, the release will not be small. It will be lasting. It will be generational. It will be sacred. This shift is not a suggestion, it is a command. The Lord has spoken abundance over you, and when He speaks, creation moves. When He commands, the earth responds. Even now, your bank account is being remembered in heaven's treasury. It has been dry, perhaps forgotten by others, but not by God. He knows what you need before you even ask, and tonight, He's not only meeting your need, He's exceeding it. You've been through seasons where giving felt painful, but you still gave. You've held on to hope like it was the last breath in your chest. You've stood in the gap for others, prayed for those who abandoned you, and kept believing when there was no physical sign of change. And now, the Father who saw it all is bringing you into a new place, a place of holy reward. The release coming tonight isn't just about numbers. It's about restoration. It's about God publicly honoring what you privately carried. What others couldn't see, God did. What others mocked, heaven multiplied. You are not just receiving provision, you are stepping into prophecy. And when prophecy touches earth, nothing can remain the same. Comment 1515 if you know this word is being fulfilled over your life. The pain you walked through was not wasted. The tears you cried in silence were never ignored. They became prayers. Prayers became seeds. And now, those seeds are breaking through the soil of delay to reveal a harvest that only God could grow. You didn't force this miracle. You positioned your heart for it. And that's why it's coming. Not rushed. Not delayed. But right on time. God is not just releasing money. He's releasing momentum. Divine momentum that will pull you out of debt, out of stagnancy, out of small thinking. He's lifting you into rooms you never applied to enter, circles you never imagined joining, and territories you didn't think you were qualified to walk through. But grace qualifies what man disqualifies. Why did 19,583 people suddenly become financially free last month? They all discovered a strange sentence, just 9 words long, buried in neuroscience research and once hidden by the FBI. Now they're paying off debt, traveling the world, and living in homes they never thought they could afford. If you're seeing this, you're lucky. The page might disappear any moment. Click the link in the description and comments to know this secret before it's deleted forever. Tonight's financial release is just the beginning. It is the doorway, not the destination. Through it, you will begin to see patterns break, patterns of lack, of instability, of near successes that always collapsed at the edge of breakthrough. No more almost. No more, not yet. This is the season of suddenly. And suddenly, things will turn. You'll feel it when it happens, a weight will lift. A peace will descend. Something inside will whisper, it has begun. And from that moment forward, everything changes. Your expectations. Your mindset. Your ability to believe for more. Because once you see what God can do in a minute, you'll stop fearing what hasn't happened in a year. Comment 1717 if you're stepping into this moment of divine overflow. Many will question it. They'll ask how it happened. And you will tell them, I didn't force it. I just trusted God. You will not owe them an explanation. You will only owe God your praise. Because what's about to hit your life is a display of His love, not your effort. It's a reflection of your faith, not your hustle. This is your testimony in motion. You won't need to rehearse it. It will speak through your peace, your joy, your stability. Others will notice the glow. Not just the glow of answered prayers, but the glow of divine favor that cannot be faked. You've worn the garments of endurance long enough. Now, you will wear the robe of overflow. At 11:59 p.m. tonight, heaven will mark the turning point in your financial story. You will not look at your bank account with dread. You will not count coins and calculate survival. You will look at it and see what God can do when a heart is fully yielded. He is bringing you out of the desert and into the land of enough, more than enough, and abundance for others. You won't forget the days of struggle, but you won't live in them anymore. They will become reminders, not realities. Testimonies, not torments. Proof of how far you've come and how faithful your God truly is. Every lack you endured is now being compensated for, not by man, but by heaven's economy. Comment 999 if you're claiming complete restoration tonight. This is not the time to doubt. This is not the time to pull back. This is the moment to stretch your faith, to say yes in your spirit, and to prepare your hands to receive. What's coming is not because of a man's generosity. It is because of heaven's decision. And when heaven decides, nothing can interfere. Tonight, the midnight oil will burn over your life. Angels are stationed. Doors are opening. And the vaults of heaven are pouring out onto your name. There is nothing more you must do now but believe. Believe with the same passion you used to cry. With the same persistence you used to pray. And with the same tenderness you used to hope when nothing made sense. The shift coming tonight is different. It is not temporary relief. It is permanent repositioning. What used to take you years will now take weeks. What once exhausted you will now feel light. Why? Because God is replacing toil with favor. He is replacing confusion with clarity. The places you once cried will now echo with joy. Comment 11:11 if you feel this assurance already entering your atmosphere.